cares how you part your hair, Karen. Hello, all my kings and queens, and all of us who dare to dream. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody else, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Just a quick reminder, if you guys have not subscribed, liked, commented, or shared yet, please do so. That helps us little channels out more than you know. I also encourage you to do that for other people, smaller YouTube channels, your local businesses, small businesses. Support one another by those free golden moments where you just subscribe and share. That is worth its weight in gold. So, thank you for being part of this family. I enjoy that. Before I go on, we are going to do a bit of a disclaimer about this particular video. So this video, I am going to be doing Marilyn Manson and a live channeling. It does not mean I am evoking anything like that. I'm just reading live energy. If you have any sort of sensitivity to the allegations and things that are happening right now with Marilyn Manson, I completely understand. While I will not be discussing anything except the fact that it is happening, I understand if that is too much for people, so I am putting a trigger warning in here for any of you who may be sensitive to this particular topic. I will not have victim shaming here. If I find that happening in my comments, you will be blocked from my channel and I will find your mother and tell her. I will too. All right. So, into the trigger warning. If you guys click off, I will see you on the next one. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. All right, I'll see you later. For the rest of us, we are going to start with the early life of Manson and then kind of move forward into what is happening right now. So, Marilyn Manson was born Brian Hugh Warner to parents Barbara and Hugh Warner on January 5th, 1969. He was born in Canton, Ohio, and was raised there for the most part, but they did move around later on. He would attend both Episcopal, I said that word wrong, Episcopal? Yeah, I'm gonna just write it here. Church schools as well as Roman Catholic schools. He was honestly kicked out of school and went to public school. He was very intelligent, but he had a very difficult time adjusting socially. He would go through school and try to work towards a degree in journalism at Brown College. However, I do not believe it was completed, and I can't find evidence one way or another. Um, he was way too attracted to the world of music. So he changed his name from boring old Brian to Marilyn Manson. Most people know how he got this name from Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson. That was the choice. He was always fascinated with the occult and things like that, which, people are. No big deal. He also was a prolific writer, poet, artist, painter, actor. He had a lot in him and he had a lot that he wanted to contribute to the world. And he did so as the character of Marilyn Manson. His life was not without ups and downs. He had several troubled relationships and a broken marriage. He also claimed recently that he got married in secret, but as of now, there's no confirmation of that actually being true. We are going to focus on some of his relationships, but also still talk about the person that Marilyn is. So, Marilyn's life has been plagued by controversy as well as lawsuits. He's had so many lawsuits in his life. The majority of them have to do with payments, royalties, things that people who worked with him during certain records or producing certain songs did not get paid or did not get the royalties, and unfortunately had to sue Manson over and over again in order to get what they needed. Some of these people, to the date of this recording, still have not gotten their money from their work on Manson's albums from years ago. He also has not been a stranger to being accused of assault. He had a civil suit that he ended up pleading no contest to against sexual assault and battery. He also destroyed several hotel rooms during this rampage. So the person was paid out of a settlement that was undisclosed. However, the fact was he didn't fight it. Look at Marilyn Manson as the person and the performer. Now, obviously, when he came out, which many of you don't remember, he was hugely controversial. There were people who were literally afraid of him. There were people praying for him. There were people who would protest at his concerts. To give you an example of his concert usually was an experience, very much like a Pink Floyd album back in the day, like The Wall, or Lady Gaga now. It tells a story. It is an interactive experience. It's not just somebody singing on a stage, it is theatrical. So some people took that as being literal, evil, the devil, horrible, horrible things, because there was satanic imagery in his music, in his videos, in his concert. It was what it was. Quite frankly, I thought it was boring. And I'm not trying to be like rude here or anything, but this whole thing was so cliche. It was boring. It wasn't shocking. It wasn't anything new. It was just boring. And for some reason, Marilyn Manson got a lot of attention, but other bands, death metal bands, and things like that have been doing the same shtick for years. I don't know. So he has been married to Dita Von Teese, who is a very well known dancer. She is a kind of a small time celebrity, but she's known more for her burlesque dancing. He also had a relationship with Evan Rachel Woods, which, if you don't know her, my favorite role of hers is in Across the Universe, so in the controversial movie 13. So there was an astronomical age difference between the two of them. However, whatever. She was an adult, he was an adult. When you're legal age, you can make your choices on what you want to do. Their relationship was volatile and on and off. Manson was also in a relationship with outspoken activists and my girl, Rose McGowan. Both Dita Von Teese and Rose McGowan have said that their experience was not the same as Evan Rachel Woods. That does not mean that they are invalidating her very real experience. They believe the victim. A lot of people are asking why now. Honestly, Evan Rachel Woods has been speaking up about this for years. She has several quotes and stories that are all over the place, including Vanity Fair. It's several years ago or during the relationship when she spoke very openly about what was happening to her. She had someone help her through this particular process. Now, is Marilyn Manson being an unfair target at this point? No, because this is an out of left field. This is something that has been an ongoing accusation for a very long time. In fact, there are even FBI researchers who were working on this case. This is a big deal. So, we're going to do a bit of the channeling now to see what Marilyn Manson is actually like and if he is capable of this. Anybody can be capable if they give themselves over to the worst parts of themselves. Okay. So, reading Marilyn Manson's energy, it's like reading dead energy. By what I mean is, I'm literally seeing a flat line. He is out of his body more than he's in it. And he's done that willingly. Now, when I say he's out of his body more than he is in it, this could be due to several different things. I don't know his medical history, but this could be something like seizures or something like epilepsy, something like that. Very well could be doing this. It also could be the massive amounts of drugs and alcohol that he does partake in. And if he says he doesn't, he's completely lying because he does so much heroin and cocaine that he truly has messed up something in his mind. I feel like he is out of his mind, out of his body, like I said, more than he is in his own. He's off somewhere else and letting something else take control. Now, that something else taking control doesn't necessarily mean that he has a lower entity in him, which I think that's actually the case, but he could actually be on autopilot. Now, he is responsible for everything that happens while he is in an altered state, just like anybody else. It does not excuse or make anything less because you are in altered state when you have inflicted pain and abuse on somebody else. I think he tried some sort of, okay, this is going to sound weird. I think he tried some sort of binding ritual with Evan Rachel Woods. I think she wanted to leave multiple times, but she couldn't find the strength to do it. I honestly don't know what the last straw was for her, but she got away. And good for you. You were brave, and thank you for speaking up the whole time. And I'm sorry people didn't listen. I almost feel like he did a binding spell. I mean, I could physically see a binding spell. And it worked. But it wasn't strong enough to remind her that she had her own free will. Binding has power. Words have power. And don't laugh or mock things like this because it's true. People put power in prayer. People put power in baptism and those types of rituals. So other types of rituals have just as much power, but they aren't the same. You can bind somebody, but they still have free will. And I almost feel like she had guides that got involved and helped her out of this situation, this very dangerous situation. And she never looked back, even though he tried. He tried to get her back after this whole thing was over. I think the reason why I find him so cliche is he honestly doesn't believe in anything. Um, Either he was never ordained at the Church of Satan like many people thought. It never happened, although he has partaken in many different types of rituals and completely his right to do so, except when you impede on another person's free will, and that is against many of the church's beliefs. Is you do not impede on somebody else's free will, and that's exactly what he was doing. However, he has no belief in anything. He is not only flatlined, he's empty. He doesn't believe in, God. He doesn't believe in the devil. He doesn't believe in anything. And I don't even want to call him an atheist, because at least an atheist has a viewpoint. He doesn't. He could care less. Most of this is a shtick. Most of this is the character of Marilyn Manson. The person Brian is empty. He is nothing without this personality. But he formed this personality of Marilyn Manson so completely that he no longer knows who Brian is. And Brian is capable of horrible things too. It is almost like they have a split personality. The fact that he has put so much energy into this character has made it come alive. It is two distinct personalities that live within Brian's system. I hate saying this over and over again, but he's boring. I mean, when I say boring, there's nothing there. He has no feelings except rage and jealousy. And there's really no happiness. There's really no joy. I really hope he doesn't have children. I don't know if he does, but he would not be a person to be a father. Um, he created this himself. He created this whole mess himself, and he opened himself up to becoming this character of Marilyn Manson, but he was very aware of what he was doing. Many of these celebrities who go forth and have a large career, they don't necessarily understand what they are doing and what they're selling their soul to. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. This happens. Marilyn Manson knew exactly what he was doing, and the thing is, he could care less. He didn't care at all because it didn't matter to him. He doesn't believe in souls. He doesn't believe in Satan. He doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't even believe in himself. He, deep down, he's pathetic, but he is also a monster. And there's a middle entity of his, so it is almost like personality disorder, and I don't want to diminish that. All that is very real. This is just the only thing I can think of to compare it to, because he has Marilyn Manson, he has Brian Warner, but he also has this middle thing that is very disgusting. This middle thing is what he presents to the world of women. He hates women, loathes them. I mean, I've never seen such disgust for women. depending on what part of his life that you were with him as a partner, that is when you were introduced to whoever. Not everybody got this middle thing. Some people got Marilyn, some people got Brian. Evan got this middle thing, even though she was introduced to someone else. This violent, vile, disgusting part of himself is there. Has no memory, but he does have nightmares. Now, the fact that he has no real memory of the situation, the circumstances, the stuff that he did, because he did it, does not excuse or diminish anything that has been done or the severity of the situation. He is 100% responsible. Marilyn Manson has a history of violence towards women, and I am concerned about the women who have not come forward. And these are women that are not in any sort of power at all. I'm not, again, not diminishing anybody else's experience, but maybe through Evan Rachel Wood's doing this, some of his other victims can come forward and actually have some financial support to help them battle this, because they deserve justice too. But I'm telling you, there are other victims, some young victims, and some very, very scared people. He has ruined several women's and boys' lives. Several. He is an empty, hollow being. He's boring. And I keep saying that because there's nothing of substance to him anymore. There was at some point. Now he's just an empty shell of what he was, but this is his own creation. He is responsible for every single thing that he has done. It's almost like he wants to get caught, because this would be another notch in the character of Marilyn Manson. He doesn't recall any of it. His dreams do. And believe me, whatever he has around him, they know. And there are people who worked with him that helped cover some of this stuff up. You all are responsible too. So, my reading on Marilyn Manson may have been kind of all over the place, but I know one thing. He is a shell of a person, and he hates women. He is capable of very dark things. Everybody is capable of dark things. The thing is, he danced with his demons. He didn't push them away. Sorry, video got cut off. I stand with Evan.